Home and Away spoilers: Leah Patterson is arrested. Next week on Home and Away in the UK. As Leah, Rue, Marilyn and Kirby join forces against Molly's ad agency. Their actions see Leah arreste. The ladies of Summer Bay band together next week to support Kirby in her fight for justice against the ad agency who manipulated her photo. Kirby had originally enlisted the Contact advertising agency to put together a promotional campaign for manta ray boards. However, after Kirby and Molly took part in a photo shoot for the campaign and approved the final photos, they were horrified to find that they had altered Kirby's appearance on the finished posters. Kirby's skin had been lightened, tattoo removed, and her body slimmed down. When Molly contacted the agency to demand they reinstate the original photos, they promised to do so, and went on to explain that the changes were made in response to their research, which suggests demographics respond better to this aesthetic. Kirby, who is half Cook Island Maori on her mum's side, immediately took that to mean women with lighter skin. The incident put a massive dent in Kirby's confidence, feeling self-conscious whilst posing for a picture with her fellow bandmates, and going on to quit her job at the board shop after feeling uncomfortable with one of the students filming their surfing lesson. Meanwhile, the agency's promises ended up coming to nothing, as they insisted on charging Molly for the additional work, fixing the changes they'd made without permission. Left with a bad taste in his mouth over the whole affair, Molly decided to take the hit and cancelled the entire campaign. A pep talk from Theo saw Kirby start to work through her issue, and Molly agreed to ease her back into taking classes at the board shop. It seemed the whole sorry saga was over until this week, when Kirby was furious to find that the Contact agency had used their manipulated photo of her as part of a showcase of their work on social media. Kirby immediately got in touch with the agency, who pointed out to her that a clause in their contract allowed them to use any work they produced to promote their own brand. With nothing she could do from a legal perspective, Kirby shared her frustration with Leah and Marilyn, who agreed to help her fight against the agency. What could possibly go wrong? Well, Leah and Marilyn are perhaps the experts in failed plans to get justice. Back in 2019, Leah used her online support group and vlog to rally backing for Irene, who had been arrested for attacking Tommy O'Reilly after he attempted to assault Bella. It set off a chain of events that led to Tommy being killed by a vigilante within the group and to Leah being held captive by a deranged man, Douglas, who blamed her vlog for his wife leaving him. More recently, Kirby saw firsthand the challenges Marilyn faced after speaking out against the fraudulent cosmetics company, Stunning Organics. Their long battle eventually led to the company's CEO planting an explosive device in one of the boxes sent to Marilyn. The device went off inside Molly's van, from which he and Rue had barely managed to escape, leaving Rue in a coma and facing several weeks of rehabilitation. Next week, the group convened alongside Rue to discuss tactics, and the addition of Senior Constable Rose might even ensure any actions they take do not cause any unnecessary risks. Whilst Marilyn suggests a petition, Leah feels they need to hit the agency where it really hurts and do something very public. When Kirby realizes that they've now placed her altered picture on a billboard in the nearby town of Yabby Creek, it's not long before Rue discovers that the city-based agency have also, quite conveniently, set up a temporary base there. The group agree that they will stage a march from Summer Bay to Yabby Creek the very next day, and start to drum up interest on the socials. The next morning, a collection of people have gathered near the beach ready to start the march. Rose has had to pull out due to work commitments, but with Leah live streaming the whole event, there's a hope that more will join them along the way. The protesters make their way to Yabby Creek, chanting "Real bodies, real lives, no more filters, no more lies," along the way, and once they reach Contact's office, the billboard featuring Kirby's altered image is there on display for everyone to see. Kirby takes the megaphone and announces to the gathering that she'll be demanding Contact remove the billboard and apologize for messing with her body. As the group ramp up their chants outside the doors of the office, they're disappointed to find that no one seems to be there. Leah in particular seems to be getting riled up, suggesting that they could just rip the billboard down themselves. Both Kirby and Marilyn are quick to remind her that they need to keep their protest legal. It's clear that Contact are keeping an eye on the socials, however, as it's not long before Rose and her colleagues are forced to attend the scene in an official capacity. Having received a complaint, Rose's hands are tied as she asks Kirby and the group to move on. But they refuse, demanding to speak to someone from the company first. Rose tries her best but isn't able to convince anyone from Contact to travel down to Yabby Creek. Rose again warns them that she may be forced to arrest them for being a public nuisance if they persist in their protest. But a defiant Kirby starts up the chant once again, leading Rose to call for backup. Justin and Theo later arrive with some art supplies for more placards, but are surprised by the chaotic scene before them. It's now got to the point where Rose has no option but to act on her threat, as her colleague leads Rue to the paddy wagon where Marilyn has already been detained. As Justin and Theo finally find Leah, she's entered into a full-on argument with Rose, who informs her that she's obstructing a police operation. Leah doesn't care though, as she berates Rose for not being on their side. And seeing Justin approach with the spray cans, Leah grabs one and proceeds to graffiti one of Contact's vans. I really think that this protest has ignited something in Leah that she didn't know was there for years. Ada told Aussie magazine TV Week. She has felt silenced both as a woman and also as a Greek Cypriot woman who has never felt that she fitted in. And I think she's sticking up for all women who feel like that, or all minority groups. With a criminal offense now having taken place, Rose places Leah under arrest for vandalism. She really believes she's doing the right thing, and if that means getting arrested, so be it. Ada continued, she's not thinking about the consequences. As she's bundled away in the police van, swiftly followed by Kirby, will the group's attempts to stand up for Kirby's rights leave them all with criminal records? Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.